So my name's Rick Boozy. I am the owner of Kyya Chocolate. And the long backstory is a long time ago when I was in junior high school, we had some kids come in from North Carolina State, took our toy apart, put it back together, all little electrical things inside, and I watched them and I was like, I want to be an electrical engineer. So I went to school, went to college, I became an electrical engineer. About 8 years ago, I was working for Dell Computer. We went over just to build a chicken farm to help provide protein for these 375 kids in the orphanage. And while we were over there for 2 weeks, I lost it one day. I ran into some stuff that I just couldn't unsee. I made this decision that I couldn't walk away from what I'd saw. And so I kind of started to dream up, what could we do? And so we looked at the exports of Uganda. There were 4 things that came to mind. One was coffee. Second one was cotton. I don't know anything about cotton. Third one was tea, which I hate. And the fourth one was cacao. And so I thought that made sense. Did a little research. There was nobody around here in Arkansas that was doing bean to bar chocolate. And so I decided, why don't we do that? And so we started making chocolate in our kitchen on a tabletop, just like this. And we started with a little 5-pound machine. We made some of the worst chocolate you've ever had. We made what we called sandpaper chocolate. It was so gritty, it would take the skin off the roof of your mouth. We made what we called expectorant chocolate. You would eat it and spit it up because it was just nasty. And about 6 months in, we made our first good piece of chocolate. We couldn't make bars at that time, but we actually could make chocolate. And so it took us a couple more months to kind of figure out how to make a bar, how to temper chocolate. Like, we didn't know anything when we came home from Africa. And then we went down to Handmade Market in ONF and we said, hey, here's what we want to do. We want to make chocolate, sell it, and give a portion of our profits back to the places that we're sourcing from. At that point, it was just Uganda. And that's how we got started. We found this little place about 10 minutes from the house up in Elm Springs, and it was like, this is a good place to make chocolate. First opportunity we got, we went to the farmer's market, got into the farmer's market in Bentonville, stood on the northeast corner of the square and hawked chocolate. I couldn't sell a bar. I couldn't give a bar away. We had our pricing structure between $6 and $8, depending on the amount of chocolate in the bar. People wouldn't buy it. A friend of mine walked up to me and she said, bundle it. I said, bundle it, are you kidding me? I can't sell one. She goes, try it. And so we had this 6 each, and she goes, make it 3 for 15. I'm like, they won't buy one, why would they buy 3? And so, what do we have to lose? We weren't making any sales. We were doing like $200 a Saturday, right? It wasn't worth getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning for that. And so we did, and we tried it one Saturday. It was amazing. And I'm like, so that first Saturday that we did that, we sold almost $1,000 worth of chocolate. And I was just like, I was blown away. I was like, okay, I need a little brush up on my retail skills. But at the same time, I was given a $5 bill back every transaction. I'm like, I'm tired of that. So we bumped it from 3 for 15 to 4 for 20. And that's still our model today. And so we started selling chocolate, started getting a following. And our factory back in Elm Springs, we decided to build a little retail outlet. So we had maybe about 20 feet of counter space, maybe 200 total square feet. And we started selling chocolate, and people found us. And so we drove around one spring morning, and we found this empty building up in Bentonville on the square. And I had a phone number, called it. I said, nah, can't rent that one to you. And I can rent you the one next to it. And that happened to be the Station Cafe. We'd been there for 41 years. And I was like, that place is pretty bad. And it'd been a restaurant for 41 years. It was been used pretty hard. So we walked in, we looked at it and talked to the landlord, and we're like, this could be a good place. And so we started work in June, and by August of that year, this is now about almost 3 years ago, we opened the doors on October 1st. And at that point when we opened the doors, it took off. So we went and bought 3 more chocolate machines, and we barely skimmed through holiday. But at that point, we realized, okay, this is working pretty good. And the experience was ours. And so we get a chance to share all of the different origins and how we make chocolate. And we started to really get into this. We're gonna make new chocolate every month. It's not gonna just be 8 bars or 10 bars. We're gonna literally make something new every time we can. And so in the retail world, that doesn't work because they want these standard SKUs that are there every day. In our experience, it's like, there's always gonna be something new, which was the question I got asked every Saturday morning at the farmer's market. They walk up and the first question is, what's new? And so I kind of got in that mantra of we're gonna make new things. From the Bentonville experience, then we realized that we really were in control of the experience. We get a chance to really walk and curate people through the different chocolates, get to show them the difference between the origins and the flavors that are there. And it's like, okay, the next time we expand, we're gonna roll to Fayetteville. And so in late August, early September this year, we opened up the Fayetteville store, which is where we're sitting at right now. And we've got a model now, so we're trying to make sure that as we replicate the stores, it's the same experience. So the chocolates are the same, the fresh chocolates, so we make bonbons and truffles and all these other things and cannolis, and so every store's got the same thing, so that it's not necessarily a chain, but the experience is common and it's uniform between stores. I can remember when it was a one-man show, and I can remember when I was finally able to hire that first part-timer, and then hire that first full-timer, and then lose that person, right? And then get, and then there's been a whole bunch of these 2 steps forward, half step back, 1 step back, but the team is what allows us to be great. It's not me, it's my wife, who's my better half, who's my sounding board, who's the sanity checker over here, because I'm the visionary, passionate guy. I think it's Michaela who runs our operations so that I'm not scared to go to Little Rock for a day. I think it's our team in Bentonville, which allows me not to have to go to Bentonville every morning and, micromanage them or play dad. I think the chocolate's incredibly important, but I think it's the team that helps make us successful. And I think that to me is the most important part. It allows me to sit back and go, man, we work really hard and look at the results of where we're at right now.
We welcome your comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe. Smash that bell and we'll notify you the instant we upload any new content. And to stay in touch with us 24/7, go to our website, supplier.community.